Yo, what is good, Ninja? OJ over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE Nintendo Switch and gaming news video. Today, we've got some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Monster Hunter World shipments and digital sales top 5 million. The Monster Hunter series sales totals top 45 million. So total worldwide shipments and digital download sales for Monster Hunter World have exceeded 5 million, Capcom announced. The game launched for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on January 26th. The Xbox One version is only available in North America and Europe though. No Japanese launch for that one. A PC version is still due out this fall 2018. Launched 14 years ago in 2004, the series has cumulatively sold more than 45 million units worldwide. Here's an overview of Monster Hunter World and Capcom's upcoming events when it comes to Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter World is the latest entry in the series and is the first new Monster Hunter title for home consoles in 9 years. Players step into the role of a researcher whose team travels to an unexplored new continent and becomes hunters. This game offers significant innovations to the series, including seamless transitions between map areas as well as smooth, on-the-fly actions, displayed damage points dealt to monsters, and the ability to join mid-quest when playing online. What's more, in order to further build upon its fanbase both in Japan and in the markets overseas, this is the first title in the series to be given a global simultaneous launch. As a result, Monster Hunter World has shipped 5 million units, the largest shipment a title in the series has achieved in the first 3 days following release. Capcom plans to support the sales growth of the title over the long term through a number of free downloadable updates, which will include additional monsters among other content. Beginning in the spring of 2018, Capcom plans to hold qualifying events in the 7 areas across Japan leading up to the Monster Hunter World Championship playoffs, which will determine the top hunter in the country. What's more, Capcom will roll out further cross-industry initiatives to increase long-term brand value and capture an even wider fan base, such as with a Hollywood film adaptation of the series and the Monster Hunter The Real Attraction currently running at Universal Studios Japan. Capcom remains firmly committed to satisfying the expectations of all users by leveraging its industry-leading game development capabilities in order to create highly entertaining gameplay experiences. So it's great to see Capcom in terms of them have such success with Monster Hunter, but I already know as far as what some people are thinking. I've seen it in some of the stuff across the internet, messages to me, and while most people are happy for this, there are a certain segment, and I'd probably say more of a smaller segment of Nintendo fans out there that thought or were thinking that the failure of this game means that they're going to get something quicker, or that Capcom will say, okay, well, you know what, it failed here, so we're gonna go back to Nintendo. And I'm here to tell you guys, because this kind of shifts into the next part of this discussion, and I'm pretty sure you guys saw it in the title here, in terms of the discussion that we're having with Monster Hunter. I'll be the first to admit that I'm not a huge Monster Hunter fan. I'm not someone who's gonna rush out there and buy Monster Hunter day one on any system, whether it's on the Nintendo Switch or whether it's on the PS4, Xbox One, or PC. I'm just not gonna do that. I've never been into Monster Hunter like that, but this one does have me intrigued because of the damage points, because of the faster combat, the seamless transitions. There's things that make me want to play this Monster Hunter game. It's just unfortunate that it's not coming to PC until the end of the year, so it is what it is there. But let's talk about this, because some people have messaged me saying, oh, well, you know what, OJ, now the fact that it's out there on PS4 and Xbox One, that means Capcom feels that it doesn't need to come to Nintendo Switch at all, and that couldn't be further from the truth. I think that's more of the fanboy mentality than actual reality. Most of the time when companies have success with the game, they want to bring it to other systems. We've actually already seen this on the Nintendo Switch. There have been games that have been very successful on other platforms, so what do you do with that money? You expand so you can even make more money on top of that. And even with that being said, Capcom has already stated that they do want to have multi-platform development and promote the growth when it comes to Nintendo Switch. They've actually said this multiple times. That's the reason why we're getting Mega Man 11, we're getting Phoenix Wright, the Ace Attorney games, we're getting all the other Mega Man games that are coming, and we're also getting the Street Fighter collection as well, because they want to promote that. Unfortunately for Nintendo, when it comes to Monster Hunter and when it comes to Capcom, is the timing. Timing is very key, and we've heard Reggie Fils-Aimé said this when it comes to games, when it comes to what games come to what systems and everything. Heck, we've heard third-party developers say that quite a bit as well. Timing. Nintendo unfortunately had a failure of a system, which was the Wii U. I personally feel that if the Wii U was successful, we would have probably seen Monster Hunter alongside PS4 and Xbox One. but it was not successful, and the Nintendo Switch came out too late in the development process in order to get a game like Monster Hunter World on it. Capcom even stated that themselves recently in an interview, but they also said that multiple times actually last year. They talked about how, yeah, we started this development of the game back in 2013. The Nintendo Switch wasn't even anywhere near releasing or even having the firm concept that were out there to third-party developers before they can even start working on it, and games like this definitely take time, so they prioritize and optimize having a worldwide launch on a huge install base. It took them 5 years from when they first started working on it to when the development ended and they launched the game, and they made a number of great improvements in order to see the path going forward in the future. In the future, I think that they're going to do simultaneous launches, they're going to make the gameplay quicker, and they're going to make sure that they reach out to as many fans as possible, even if it means bringing the game like this to Xbox One. And I don't know how well the Xbox One version did, probably a lot less than the PS4 version, but we've seen it multiple times where when developers, especially Japanese ones, split their launches, and split their fan bases when it comes to things from Japan and the West, we see the West not do as good, or we see the West do worse. And we've seen that with Monster Hunter in the past, whereas if it got in simultaneous launches, I'm pretty sure Monster Hunter probably would have been bigger than it is right now at this point. If they just said, hey, we're going to launch it in all territories, we're going to make sure that we market it, and it's going to do well that way. So Capcom has definitely learned, finally, after all of these years, that multi-platform development when it comes to Monster Hunter and launching simultaneously worldwide or right around the same time is a good idea. You should probably do that. Now, going forward, I do feel that the Nintendo Switch is going to be in the equation. From what I understand, this game runs on the MT Framework engine, which is already running on the Nintendo Switch. There are multiple games that do use that engine. It's pretty multifaceted too. You can do a lot of different things with it, but it's the same engine that Resident Evil 5 was built on, same engine that Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 were built on. So I do feel that Capcom could, one, port this game over, or make a different game built for the Nintendo Switch. So I'm more leaning towards that they're going to make a Monster Hunter 5G portable or something like that. Don't quote me on the name or anything like that, but I do feel that there is going to be a Monster Hunter game in the future on the Nintendo Switch. But also another big thing about this is the fact that there's the install base. That's the biggest thing, because if you launched this game 3 years ago on the PS4 and Xbox One, you don't get 5 million sales digital and shipped. You probably get less than half of that just because of the install base. The more people that have the system, the more of a chance that that game sells. And even with over 100 million systems out there, they did 5 million in terms of the first 3 days. Think about that. Over 100 million systems and 5 million. So you have to consider that when you talk about a Nintendo Switch version. Capcom is probably going to build the game up, build up the hype for it, and get the install base bigger on the Nintendo Switch so they can launch successfully and have a worldwide launch. That's also going to take some extra time as well. If Capcom would have split the launches in terms of North America or the West and Japan, they probably could have launched this game last year in Japan. So I do feel that going forward, this is a good thing. This is more money coming into Capcom, and that more money coming into Capcom can expand to other systems to help the development of Monster Hunter in general, and that's going to include the Nintendo Switch at some point. It's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen. In my opinion, it's a matter of when. And I also want to point you guys in the direction. I'll have a link below as far as the rumor goes that there is going to be a new Monster Hunter game on the Nintendo Switch. I've actually talked about it a couple times, and the same person who leaked Monster Hunter World coming to the PS4 also said that there's going to be a Monster Hunter game on the Nintendo Switch as well. So I think the success is good. Failure does not help Nintendo in any way, shape, or form. Does not help the Nintendo Switch. That just brings less money for development, less money for anything. And on top of that, I personally feel that the plans and development of a Nintendo Switch Monster Hunter were already in development or in the works before Monster Hunter World even launched or shipped. So I don't think that this has any effect on anything else. But that's just my personal opinion on the matter, based on some of the evidence that we've already gotten here, based on some of the stuff that we've seen. Even Monster Hunter Double Cross on the Nintendo Switch Japan only topped their sales predictions when it comes to shipments, and that's just another port of a game. I think the third release of that game with extra content. There's the Monster Hunter Generations, then the Double Cross, and now this one again was the third one on that same one. So I do feel that there's going to be a future. We just have to be a little bit more patient on the matter. And of course, if you want Monster Hunter, go out there and buy a PS4, go out there and buy an Xbox One and get the game and play it and have fun. It's all about playing games and having fun, in my opinion. So what do you guys think about the sales here when it comes to Monster Hunter and my discussion that I had on it? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into some other articles here, we're going to discuss some new games coming to Nintendo Switch in addition to some returns of some games. So AeternoBlade is coming to Nintendo Switch on February 1st. Plus, we get a 3-second GIF of AeternoBlade 2, which is also going to be coming to Nintendo Switch. You guys can check out the overview in the link in the description below if you don't know what AeternoBlade already is, but this is a port of the original 3DS game or the PS Vita, PS4 game. So there's an Indiegogo campaign for a sequel, AeternoBlade 2, which was launched in May 2017, but failed to meet its 30,000 funding goal. And in August 2017 update, Corsair Technology said it will continue to look for a way to complete AeternoBlade 2, such as releasing the original game on Xbox One later that month. In today's announcement for AeternoBlade on the Nintendo Switch, Corsair Technology included the following GIF of the sequel, so they figured out how to do it. And I think that they didn't hit that 30,000 because people didn't really like AeternoBlade 1 too much, or it wasn't a game that they're like, okay, we have to go out there and fund or anything like that. Plus, they didn't have enough footage. I don't think they did either, but we'll see what happens. This one's looking pretty good here. That GIF has some damage numbers popping out, some air combos, so it actually looks pretty cool running there on the Nintendo Switch. So what do you guys think about AeternoBlade 1 coming over to the system? Is that one of your games that you're looking forward to? Are you looking forward to AeternoBlade 2? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next article here real quick, Tiny Metal is returning to the Nintendo Switch eShop in Europe. So earlier this month, Tiny Metal went missing from the European Nintendo Switch eShop. It has since been restored. Now, according to Area 35, Tiny Metal was temporarily taken down due to a mistake with the rating, which people speculated what happened. But you know what? The game is back. Also, to add on top of that, there is an update. I went over that in one of my previous videos. There's an update adding a bunch of new content to the game, fixes, all sorts of good stuff. So Tiny Metal is definitely going to be better when it returns to the European eShop here. And if you haven't picked it up, check out some reviews, see some new gameplay footage of the new content. I'm pretty sure some people have already uploaded some footage to YouTube. So check that out as well and see if you want to make a purchase. This game is out on the PlayStation 4, I think the PC, and the Nintendo Switch. So you can pick it up on any of those platforms there. So what do you guys think about Tiny Metal returning to the European eShop? Are you guys looking at picking this game up? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final article here, The Long Reach launches on March 14th on the Nintendo Switch. So The Long Reach was a title that we heard about on the Nintendo Switch last year. Now, I didn't hear about it particularly, but that's the first time learning about the game. And although it did miss the original target window of launching in 2017, we now have a release date for the game. Merge Games and Painted Black Games have announced the title. The Long Reach will be available on March 14th. Now, here's an overview of the game with the features. The Long Reach takes place in New Hampshire in the fictional town of Barvox, and I probably said that wrong. The game draws its inspiration from Lone Survivor and The Cave and all the classical adventures, except that The Long Reach is set in the present day. You don't play in a post-apocalyptic world or explore a fairy-filled fantasy world. You're in the thick of it, just around the corner from the place where you buy your groceries. And The Long Reach is a horror thriller hell-bent on screwing with your perception of things. The game uses stunning pixel art to create gruesome and unsettling images. You'll be playing as Calvin throughout the game. This is an example of the lies and deception that we have in store for you, okay? You won't be forced to figure everything out. Escape if you wish. In fact, we encourage you to run for your life. Solve puzzles that require thinking outside the box. The box provided by our publisher was never used during the development. Okay, so there are a little bit of jokesters here. You'll be able to talk with plenty of characters. In fact, you'll have a chance to pitch in every 5 lines or so. A classic adventure game inventory filled with keys and weird stuff. Note, no elvish swords growing faintly blue when evil is close in this game. Original atmospheric and haunting soundtrack. The composer's not right in the head. He brought weird stuff home to use in the soundtrack. We're all concerned for his cat. So yeah, The Long Reach definitely looks like it's going to be a little bit of a different style of game out there. They have some humor built into it. But yeah, this is definitely good to see more games being announced. And March 14th is the date for this one here. So if you're interested in these type of games, definitely make sure you check out The Long Reach. And I'll probably have like a launch trailer. There'll probably be more footage once we get closer to the March release date. So what do you guys think about The Long Reach? And just do everything that I talked about here in this PE News video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We've got Facebook, we've got Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the interwebs in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon and YouTube Live gaming page and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emails for your YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below. Consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you for the next video. Peace.